Alright, this is just a video to go over some of the basic functions of this BC600 chipper. In order to start the machine, this bottom lever here is your throttle. You want it just a little bit up. The top lever that's bent is the choke. So if the machine is cold, you want to move the choke as far towards the side of the machine as you can. Start the machine as you would any other device. As soon as it gets going, slowly bring it off choke and then bring it down to an idle. In order to engage the blades, the hopper door must be open. You can't do it with it closed. So this must be brought down. There's a latch in the back. This lever here is how you engage the blades. Think of it like a clutch in a car. You want to slowly engage it. When you feel it grabbing, just let it stay for a minute or so until you feel that everything is moving along, and then slowly bring it all the way down until it locks into position. Now the chipper is ready to use. As you have it engaged, you're going to slowly bring up the throttle all the way. The throttle must be in full throttle position. If it is not, the feed wheel will stop feeding. The machine has an auto feed function. What it does is, when it thinks it's overloaded and the engine starts to slow down, in order to protect itself against getting clogs in the discharge chute, it'll stop the infeed until the engine RPMs come up to speed, and then it'll start automatically. So it's not uncommon for this machine to grab, pull some in, stop, and go in that fashion rather than just a nice, smooth, easy pulling of the branches in. This is the infeed hopper. As you can see, the back is about a 6-inch by 6-inch opening. If you have a lot of branch shoots coming out the side of the trunk that you're trying to put in there, you're going to have to cut them off, because if they're too stiff, as it tries to funnel down, it'll prevent the feed wheel from gripping enough to pull it into the chipper blades. You have safeties. This bar here, if you bump into it, the idea is that it will stop that feed wheel. This bar up here is also controlling the feed wheel. Basically, it's pulled back for operating. Push it forward, that will stop the feed wheel. Push it further forward, it'll actually reverse the feed wheel. So if something got jammed in there, you can have the wheel push it back out again. Whenever you're using this machine, always make sure that you have no loose clothing that might get caught by a branch or pull you into it. It is always a good idea that only one person is operating the machine, and people are bringing it and feeding it, and one person is keeping control of things. If there is a need for emergency shutdown, leave the clutch engaged and just shut the engine off. This compression of the engine will help to slow the blades down much more quickly. The discharge chute can be high speed. It can be rotated 360 degrees. No one should be ever standing anywhere near the discharge chute when the engine is running. Even if you're not feeding things into the chipper, items can sometimes just come through with it and come shooting out the other end, and they do come out fast and they can hurt you. Ear protection, eye protection are a must when using this chipper. This little valve here, controls the infeed speed. If you think that the machine is feeding in things too fast and slowing down an awful lot, you might want to just slow this down a little bit by releasing this knob and pulling it back. The faster it feeds, the more likely it is to get clogged up. This little box on the top is attached to the feed wheel, so it's normal for it to come up and down as that feed wheel comes up to allow the branch to go into the chipper. Okay, I'm going to now stop talking and shut it off and just show you how to do it. There's one other thing. In order to engage this feed wheel, basically you want to push this back, take this lever, pull it up all the way, and then bring this forward. That will start the feed wheel going. Okay? If you hit the bar in the front, you can see that now that lever has disengaged. Okay? You're going to have to reset it by pushing this back, pulling this up, and pulling this forward. If you just stop the machine this way, to stop the feed wheel, by just pushing the red bar up here, you don't have to reset this. Okay? Even if you push it forward to push things back out again. But You can pull it all the way forward also to stop it, but that does disengage the feed wheel again. So again, you have to push it forward, bring this up, then engage the feed wheel. That's the way it works. It's a safety feature. Okay, so basically, I'm going to bring this back to a little bit more than an idle. We choke it. Okay, and then, well, that was my mistake. Disconnect the clutch.